Unit 6, Grade 11. Today we are going to see the blood circulatory system. So that day we studied about the function of the heart and the blood vessels. Today we are going to see the blood circulatory system. So here there are two circulations in human body. One is systemic circulation and pulmonary circulation. Systemic circulation that is the aorta, that is aorta or systemic artery, the same name, aorta or systemic artery, carries oxygenated blood from the left ventricle with a high pressure. It carries oxygenated blood from left ventricle and supply the blood to all over the organs. All organs it supply oxygenated blood. So the oxygen diffuse through the blood capillaries to the cells and they take carbon dioxide from the cell and the blood becomes deoxygenated blood, that is highly concentrated carbon dioxide in the blood. So that is deoxygenated blood. So from the organs, vena cava, that is inferior vena cava and superior vena cava. Superior vena cava brings blood from upper parts of the body. Inferior vena cava is from lower parts of the body. So they carry deoxygenated blood from the organs to right atrium. So this is the systemic circulation. Systemic circulation means left ventricle, aorta, body organs, then superior inferior vena cava and right atrium. So this is the systemic circulation. The pulmonary circulation, from the right ventricle, the deoxygenated blood flows through pulmonary artery to lungs. There the blood gets purified and become oxygenated blood, and that flows through pulmonary vein to the left atrium. So that is pulmonary circulation, that is right ventricle, pulmonary artery, lungs, pulmonary vein, left atrium. So this is pulmonary circulation. So there are two blood circulations in our body. So once the organ gets the blood, so the two times the blood flows through the heart. So one, it flows through right side and come out, again left side and release out. So what is happening at that time? The blood is flowing through the heart twice, the body organs get once. So therefore this is called double blood circulatory system. In human, double blood circulatory system, because the organs, once they get the blood circulates through the heart twice. So now we are going to study little bit clearly. So this is the blood circulatory system in detail in human. So there are, now this is heart, 4 chambers are there. So atrium and ventricle. So here first we see the artery system. So aorta, systemic artery, that is aorta, brings oxygenated blood from left ventricle and divides into many branches and supply blood to all over the body. So here when it supplies the blood to hands, that is subclavian artery. The name of the artery is subclavian artery, and for head, carotid artery. The same way when the blood comes lower part, the blood supplies to the heart muscles, coronary artery. Actually the heart muscles get oxygenated blood from the coronary artery. The blood which is flowing through the heart, the cells are not using that blood. Actually the blood is flowing inside the heart and coming out like a pipe, like a thing, because to get the pressure for the blood circulation. But the heart muscles or heart cells are not using that blood. So the heart muscles are getting blood from coronary artery. At the same way for the liver, hepatic artery, and intestine mesenteric artery, and for the kidney renal artery, and for the leg femoral artery. So these are the some arteries. There are more arteries, but this is enough for the O level. So there are some arteries to supply oxygenated blood to the organs. There is another artery called pulmonary artery. I told you earlier, the pulmonary artery brings deoxygenated blood from right ventricle to lungs. So actually the arteries carrying oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. So the arteries means always carry blood from the heart. That's why it is named as artery, but it is carrying deoxygenated blood. The other artery is oxygenated blood. So this is the artery system. Then when you take veins, so the arteries supply oxygen to the cells and taking carbon dioxide from the cells. So the blood becomes deoxygenated blood. So here from the legs, femoral vein, same name, vein, femoral vein, and from kidney, renal vein, and from liver, hepatic vein. Here no vein. To the intestine I'll explain later. So the femoral vein, renal vein, hepatic vein all combine with inferior vena cava, and inferior vena cava and supply the blood to right atrium. The same way, from the head, carotid vein, and the hand, subclavian vein. So all flow into superior vena cava and come to right atrium. So this is the veins. Veins carry blood from the organs. Arteries supplying blood to the organs. Veins taking out the blood from the organs. But there is another vein from lungs to left atrium, that is pulmonary vein carrying oxygenated blood. So veins carries always deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein and pulmonary artery exception. Arteries always carry oxygenated except pulmonary artery. Veins carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. So this is the system. So here no vein here. Here there is a blood vessel between intestine and liver, that is hepatic portal vein, because the intestine, the function of intestine absorbing digested food. So you know the intestine has microvilli. So the villi or microvilli. So the microvilli, the blood capillaries in the microvilli absorb amino acids and glucose, monosaccharides. We earlier studied in digestive system. So the microvilli absorb amino acid and glucose. So if there is a vein, the whole glucose and amino acid will add to the blood circulatory system. So if excess glucose amino acid in the blood circulation, that makes diseases. If glucose level increases in the blood, that is diabetic. So what happened here, the glucose and amino acids are taken first to the liver for regulation. So when this hepatic portal vein, the blood flows through hepatic portal vein, has highly concentrated nutrients, that is glucose and amino acids, when you compare to other vessels. So here the excess amino acids, the normal level amino acids will flow through the hepatic vein. The excess amino acids are broken down into nitrogen waste materials, that is urea, uric acid. So that also harmful to our body. Therefore urea and uric acid, that is sent through hepatic vein, and it goes through, circulate through the heart and taken by aorta to the renal artery, to the kidney, and excreted here. The same time, the excess glucose converted to glycogen. Glycogen is the storage food. So glycogen and stored in the liver. So whenever the glucose level decreases in the blood, the glycogen again converted to glucose. So this is made by insulin hormone. The insulin hormone is secreted by pancreas. In the digestive system, there is a gland pancreas. So the pancreas secretes insulin hormone straight away into a blood. The blood is taking insulin to the liver. Here only the action made, that is excess glucose converted to glycogen by insulin hormone, that reaction happened inside the liver. So therefore the food that is amino acid and glucose level are regulated by liver. That's why from the intestine first it goes to liver and then it goes through hepatic vein. The other thing, the name that is portal vein, that means when we take all blood vessels, when the blood vessels connected to the organs, except heart, connected to the organs, that ends with blood capillaries. That day I explained to you, blood vessels, the artery becomes blood capillaries and supply nutrients, oxygen, and again the capillaries only combined as vein. So here the one side connected to the organ, blood capillaries, but the other end of this, actually the blood vessel is starting from heart. Here no blood capillaries, it is like a pipe, no blood capillaries. So only one end is with blood capillaries. Now when you take this blood vessel, from the kidney, blood capillaries, because this is organ, but the other end is connected to heart. There are no blood capillaries. But when you take the hepatic portal vein, both sides are connected to organs. So here also blood capillaries, here also blood capillaries. That is, this hepatic portal vein starts with blood capillaries and ends with blood capillaries. That's why it is named as hepatic portal vein. So blood circulation, when you consider now, example, now we say one glucose or something in intestine, when it travels to lungs. So when they ask you the path from intestine, it goes to hepatic portal vein and then liver. Always the blood circulates this side from here to here like this. So hepatic portal vein, intestine, hepatic portal vein, liver, hepatic vein, inferior vena cava, right atrium, right ventricle, then pulmonary artery, lungs, then lungs to pulmonary vein, left atrium, left ventricle, aorta, like that it goes to specific organ. So now we say the blood circulates from head to leg. So how is from head, carotid vein, from the head vein, carotid vein. So it is connected to superior vena cava. It won't go here, superior, straight away superior vena cava, right atrium, right ventricle, pulmonary artery to lungs, purified here, then pulmonary vein to left atrium, left ventricle, then aorta, and aorta comes here straight away, femoral artery, leg. The blood won't flow here. So straight, this is the common path and goes to leg. So this is the way of blood flowing through the body. Next one, the heart function. Heart function is detected by ECG. Heart function is detected by ECG. So this is the ECG, electrocardiogram. That is, this is the graph. The normal healthy person, you get this pattern continuously. So here this R denotes, that is the ventricle contraction. You know, we get more pressure when the ventricles contract. Ventricles contract, the high blood pressure is supplied to the blood. So that is R denotes contraction of ventricles. The P denotes contraction of atria. When the atrium contract, less pressure exerted. Then after contraction of atria, contraction of ventricle, the heart remains at rest, that we call intervening, about 0.4 seconds. At that time, the blood vessels, the blood inside the blood vessels has a pressure, that is the T denotes. So this happens the continuously, this pattern. So this pattern changes, that is the symptom for any heart function defect. So next one, the normal blood pressure for the healthy man, 120 upon 80 millimeter mercury. 120 is the systolic pressure, that means the highest blood pressure for a healthy man, 120. So this occurs when the blood flows through aorta. You know, the left ventricle only exerting more pressure to supply blood to all over the organs. So the blood flows through aorta, it has the highest pressure. So that is 120 millimeter mercury. 80 millimeter mercury, the lowest pressure when the heart is complete rest, intervening. At that time, the blood inside the blood vessels have this pressure, 120 over 80. So when we are doing exercises or sports, this can be increased. So the humans also aging, sex, that is male, female, stressful mentality, stressful, then diseases of human, that will increase the blood pressure. So this is the blood circulatory system.